Hello, everybody around the world. Welcome to Wall Stadium Speedway, or I should say, welcome back. Friday was qualifying. We just saw 32. Now we're back from the halftime break. All killer, no filler, till we find out who holds carbon here at round 4 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. We deem this Advanced Auto Parts, the Gauntlet, presented by Black Magic. I am Jared Dienda. I'll be joined in just a little bit with my co-host and friend, Ryan Sage. Laurent Nickel will be on the ground. We'll get some insight from the judges via Ryan Lontaine, one of 3 judges, alongside Brian Egger and Andy Yen. But without further ado, this is our opening ceremony. Started things off with the first car parked. He's from not too far from here, coming to us from New Hampshire, a pilot of the Gumout Toyota Racing, Toyota 86 on NATO tires. It is Ryan Tuerck. Next up, rounding out that blackout team behind the wheel of the NOS Energy Drink, Nissan 370Z on Nexon tires, 3-time Formula Drift champion, Chris the Force Forsberg. Moving on down the line, behind the wheel of the Doc Edelbrock, Nexon tires, Nissan 370Z from Southern California. Oh boy, he is a flossin'. His name is Jeff Jones. Another former FD champion behind the wheels, ESSA Autosports, Achilles tire, BMW. It got muddy, but he was ready to party in Atlanta. Can he take it all the way here in New Jersey? It is Michael ESSA. Next up, and this deserves a loud round of applause because Tom O'Neill and Ryan Dabrowski of Advanced Auto Parts in Freehold, New Jersey are presenting the Black Magic Top Qualifier Award. He is your #1 qualifier with a perfect score of 100 just yesterday behind the wheel of the Falcon Tires Roush Performance Ford Mustang. It is JTP Justin Pollock. A string of Falcon Tire drivers moving on down the line. He is your current Formula Drift points leader. In the Falcon Tires field suspension, and also a new dad. How are we doing out there, Amy? Make some noise for Odi Bakshis. Next up, these frenemies, friends, enemies, they are frenemies. Behind the wheel of the Falcon Tires, Boyle Exhaust, Heatwave Corvette, the Beast from the Bay, Matt Field. Some more Falcon Tire shrouded vehicles. He's your 2-time and defending Formula Drift champion. He is a lean green bean from Ireland. Behind the wheel of the Wordhouse Falcon Tires S15, it is James the Machine Dean. The Wordhouse boys, one's from Ireland, the other from Poland. Coming to us again from Poland, behind the wheel of the Wordhouse Drift Team Falcon Tires S15, it is Peter Visek. Another FD champion, 2011, behind the wheel of his turn 14 distribution Falcon Tires, Ineos Oil Turbocharged LS Subaru BRZ. It is Slide or Daichiro Yoshihara. Happy to see this gentleman behind the wheel of a new car, and here in the top 16, coming to us from Japan, in the Up Garage Achilles Tire S15, it is Kazuya Taguchi. Another champion, essentially this is home track, the closest track to home from Maryland. A brand new dad as well to Gunnar Gittin. Say hello to Abby and Gunnar at home. In the Monster Energy NATO Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5D, he is ready to rock, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Vaughn's ready to rock, and this driver is RTR as well. He is ready to rowdy. He is piloting his BC Racing NATO Tires Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5D. Say hello to Chelsea Denofa. Most recent winner in Atlanta, second overall last year, a former FD champion. He pilots that Rockstar energy drink. Next, entire Toyota Racing, Toyota Corolla hatchback. It is Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer, Cosbo. This man is driving an invisible car that will show up later. He is the OG. He has been around Formula Drift among a handful of drivers. He's piloting the Gittin Performance Toyota Racing, Toyota 86 on Achilles tires. Say hello to the Goosh, Ken Gooshy. And last but definitely not least, we'll see if he gets nuts. Don't go too close if you have a peanut allergy. He pilots that Yellow Speed Racing Energy Innovations Achilles tire S15. It is Forrest Wang. Those are your top 16 drivers. Are you ready to send it, New Jersey and Formula Drift Nation? But he is our first battle JTP, Justin Pollock, our #1 qualifier. He's going against Jeff Jones.
We're going to be kicking things off here, like you said, with our #1 qualifier and a driver that has continued to impress us pretty much as long as he's been in the sport. He has been progressing in so many different ways, and it's been super fun to watch Jeff Jones.
Here we go. So Jeff Jones, JTP, Justin Pollock will lead. Going to that first bank in the outside zone. Justin Pollock very high. Jeff, oh, and Jeff goes right into the wall, right out of the gate. Justin Pollock does need to continue through the course unless he impedes into JTP's way. We are not seeing a yellow flag as Jeff Jones is off course. Justin Pollock will continue through. And unfortunately for Jeff Jones, going into the wall right out of the gate, this could make Justin Pollock's course to the Great 8 even easier. He had a bye run in 32. Now, unfortunately, Jeff, relentless one, as you call him, Ryan.
Well, I'm really surprised here that Justin didn't sustain more damage. From this angle, you're just barely going to see, but from that shot right there, if we go back, you'll see when Jeff Jones comes down onto the lower part of the bank, he actually makes contact with the left or the right rear of JTP right there. See, he made contact with him. I was surprised that Justin did not sustain more damage to the vehicle where he couldn't continue on, but he does continue on. Jeff, unfortunately, does have that mistake in the chase position and also some damage to his car, which we'll have to assess. As we see Jeff Jones making his way off the track, looks like we'll be ready to get a car in the box very, very shortly here. We're at the Advanced Auto Parts Gauntlet presented by Black Magic. We'll take one more break and be right back with competition.
Ryan Tuerck, Chris Forsberg, they are doing battle against each other. These guys host a couple different video series, both Blackout, powered by Black Magic, and Gum Out, and then they have Drift This on Motor Trend on demand. So available now, you can watch these guys drift around a sand rail, normally built for the dunes. They slam it down and they drift it, so it's pretty sweet.
And then with respect to this actual battle, it's hard to overemphasize the importance of this, right? Relative to each driver. You've got Chris, who's in the championship chase once again, and you've got Ryan Tuerck, who, after everything we've talked about from Long Beach, came back with a tremendous performance at Road Atlanta, getting that second place finish. And he's trying to build momentum.
Right.
He's trying to take everything bad that happened to him in Long Beach, throw it away, and make a charge for the championship of his own. And so even though these guys are friends, they're going for it.
Here we go. Chris Forsberg out front, Ryan Tuerck in the chase position. Chris Forsberg goes high on the bank. Ryan Tuerck right there, right out of the gate. Our second battle, top 16. Chris Forsberg comes down in the transition. Ryan Tuerck past that front clip. He punches it out of the way. As Chris Forsberg gets into the groove, here comes Ryan Tuerck. Give himself a little bit of distance here. Doesn't get all the way out there to that outside zone hash mark. He does get to that inside. Now going to that touch and go. Hits it, quits it, brings it back on in to that final front clip.
Well, Jared, a really great battle on all fronts. Tit for tat here. You can see initiating pretty much side by side. Forsberg nice and high on the bank, but Tuerck right there, just within a shadow of his vehicle, coming through that inside clip. Very close, just nicking that front inside clip. And then Forsberg just right on that white line, getting out to that 1.5 hash mark. And Tuerck using him like a moving clipping point, following him transition for transition, mimicking him very well and keeping good proximity here. So a very close battle after run number 1. And let's take a look at the initiation here. You can see Tuerck dives in, but he stays on the same line as Chris, nice and high on the bank. And just a few, maybe like 1.5 feet there, between those two drivers. A great bit of driving by both Ryan Tuerck and Chris Forsberg in the lead and chase positions.
Both these guys will be at Pro Down, Bro Down at Englishtown Raceway Park. They wanted everybody to know that, so join them tomorrow. A lot of pro vehicles, including those vehicles right there. They're going to be shredding, again, Pro Down, Bro Down. And again, they wanted everybody to know that. So here we go. Let's alternate the order. Ryan Tuerck will lead. Chris Forsberg will give chase. I know you guys are watching their race service. Here we go. Ryan Tuerck out front. Chris Forsberg in the chase position. Ryan Tuerck initiates. He's now high. Chris Forsberg needs to reel him in as they come down now. Past that front clip. Chris Forsberg, you can see him tapping. His front bumper getting affected. Now Ryan Tuerck sets it into the groove. Chris Forsberg gaining some ground. Past the front clip. Now into this final touch and go and into the front clip. Who's going to advance on Ryan? Pretty tight battle. I mean, these guys drive together all the time. Ryan, take a look.
Well, it looks like Tuerck may have got the better of the leads here. You can see he had a bigger gap established on the bank, and then the one noticeable point relative to Chris was coming through outside, out of this second outside zone. Remember how Chris was on that 1.5 marker? Look at Tuerck, gets all the way out there to the 3rd marker. Chris is doing a great job on proximity, driving through the smoke line, comes up a little bit tight there on the touch and go. So as the judges are weighing things back and forth, who is the most consistent and aggressive overall in the lead and chase runs?
Look at that. Regardless, makes for some awesome footage. And this is going to be bragging rights at Sneaky Pete's later on tonight. As you can see, getting really tight. Yeah, Ryan, I mean, both of them great runs, but who just had the tighter tolerances? Who's advancing on? Slide him left for Tuerck, right for Chris Forsberg. And it looks like Ryan Tuerck gets the win. Ryan Tuerck advances on. Chris Forsberg is knocked out. And here comes Matt Field, the beast from the Bay. So a lot of, you know, family affairs. You know, Pat Goodwin against Field, Tuerck against Forsberg. You know, we've seen it in the past where Chelsea and Vaughn have gone against each other. So now Field and Wang. Forrest Wang looking really good. So again, Field had to go through Pat Goodwin. Forrest Wang competed against Federico Sharifo in that now iconic Ferrari. And we are clear to send. Forrest Wang will be leading. Matt Field giving chase. Tip to tail, Forrest Wang really high, massive angle from Forrest Wang. Matt Field gets right into that pocket, doesn't start out high, but sets himself up for success in that chase position. And look at that, dragging that super new body kit, and Matt Field rubbing tire, staying in it is Wang. Enfield rubbing Achilles to Falcon. And outside to in. Touch and go, man. Touch and go, tire to tire. That was sick.
That was a battle, Jared, from the get-go. Watch how close we see Matt Field initiate next to Wang, but Wang right up on top of that bank. Great job there. Then Field gets right into it. Now transitioning back around. Let's watch as Field tries to surge forward, but Wang enters in with great angle. The wheel speed coming off, producing tremendous amount of smoke, and there's that tap. But Wang stays in it, and so does Matt Field. Great battle here through that second inside clip, wrapping around. As you can see, very deep on that touch and go was Forrest Wang. Matt Field trying to get out there and leaving a little bit of space on that touch and go, but a great battle here. Let's watch it again. As you can see, Field just rubs that the right front of Forrest Wang, but both drivers stay in it. A tremendous bit of driving there from these two professional drifters. Truth be told, I think.
I think it is truth be told. I mean, what's the other one that I said?
Tell like it is.
Tell like it is. All right. Here we go, Matt Field out front. Forrest Wang and chase. Wow. It's a drag race to the bank, and Matt Field sticks it to the wall. Exchanging some paint. And now Forrest Wang looks like he is reeling him in. Oh, buddy, now we got contact.
Well, look at this. Field gets an incredible jump on Wang, is able to establish this gap and still be nice and high on the bank. Beautiful job. Wang trying to close the door here, coming down off the bank through this inside clip, surging forward as Wang. Now he's trying to close the door, and then right there, they're going to bump. And then you see the front two wheels kind of lock up right there, and we'll see it from this angle. You can see Forrest is right there rubbing,
Perfect.
And then he goes into it. And unfortunately, Field looks like he had nowhere to go there and just could not hold it. So unfortunately, we saw the wheels touch in run number 1. Wang was able to stay in it this time around. When Wang touches the field, it was a bit more aggressive there and in the right position. It looks like it forced the spin to Matt Field.
Lontaine, see you hitting your tablet and taking a look at what you guys talk about?
Well, as you can imagine, we're just trying to figure out who's at fault for the contact, so that's why we were looking at all the replays, trying to assess if Matt had slowed or if Forrest just got inside and got a little too aggressive. And as you can imagine, if you lock up that front right wheel or even slow it down by, touching it or rubbing it like that, it's going to cause a spin, and looked like that's what occurred there. Matt Field just ended up having his front right wheel hit by Forrest, and that could cause the car to rotate pretty quickly.
All right, so it comes to a halt. So Matt Field gets the win. Matt Field gets the win, and I assume Forrest Wang was at fault?
Yeah, Forrest Wang was at fault there. In a way, Matt Field got a little bit lucky. His chase run was not great. On the prior run, he was pretty choppy and it wasn't the smoothest, but an incomplete is an incomplete.
All right, so right now I'm seeing James Dean. He is on the line, and we should be seeing Michael Essa pop out from the burnout box here any moment in the Essa Autosports Achilles tire BMW. Michael Essa battled Ryan Littoral after some contact. James Dean went against Kyle Mohan. And here we go. James Dean, Wordhouse Drift Team, Falcon Tires S15 out front. The defending champ, the machine, goes right for it. Getting right into that wall. Michael Essa, wow, looks like they're going nose to nose. Michael Essa diving in. Oh, and Essa gets into the side of James Dean. Looks like he saves it before going into the wall, into that. And there is James Dean shutting it down. He got a yellow flag. He got a full yellow flag.
Well, Jared, let's go back and look at this because you can see something like this brewing. It was a very aggressive chase by Michael Essa trying to stay close to James Dean. Very close here. Now watch, as Dean comes down, he's trying to transition back around. Michael Essa is right there and he's not able to. And then once they make contact, Essa goes off course. Here's a better view from it on the drone. Watch. Dean's trying to transition back around, but Essa's car is just right there. And you can't really fault Essa for being aggressive, but unfortunately he was in the way and does need to give James Dean the opportunity to rotate back around to that first inside clip. So we will get the official call from the judges here, but because we have a collision, we do have to assess fault.
We've all given our judgment on fault to Essa on that one, so they're going to get him off the track, and the other driver will get some time to fix his car.
Essa saying what's up to James Dean. Look how tall James Dean is. He's like a couple helmets taller than Essa. Yeah, make some noise for these guys. James Dean, Michael Essa. Good battle. James Dean will head back to the pits. We'll see if Essa is able to fix his vehicle. And James Dean, this is his bye run to advance on into the Great Eight. So the defending champion, he got on the podium in Atlanta. Again, it was Cosbo, Tuerck, Dean, right? That's what it was? Yeah. Recall off the top of my head. And so Dean will be going against Field, but first up, the machine with his bye run here in New Jersey. So with that, James Dean will advance on. So we saw Michael Essa pushed hard. He conceded. James Dean will advance on. JTP, he's going to take his bye run because Jeff Jones unable to fix his vehicle in the allotted 5-minute time. Take a listen. Mr. Perfect, can he make it a perfect event? Perfect on all fronts. I mean, maybe we should look up the stat. Did Tanner Faust on that 100-point run, did he win the event? Here we go, Justin Pollock. Falcon Tires, Roush Performance, Ford Mustang. Lucas Oil running through the veins. Mackin wheels on the corners. Gets out to that touch and go. This is a good opportunity for him to get just another turn and burn on the track. All right, so we are finding out that Tanner Faust did score that 100-point qualifying in Sonoma, and he ended up 5th. Is that what you're saying, Ryan? He ended up 5th. He ended up 5th in Sonoma, so it wasn't a perfect. So Justin Pollock moves one step closer. He's already in the grade 8. He has to go through Ryan Tuerck next, but now we're on the other side of the top 16 bracket. So we've already had our 4 battles. We've got 4 more to forge. Our grade 8 already in. Justin Pollock goes against Ryan Tuerck. Matt Field against James Dean. Now we have Cosbo versus Kazuya Taguchi. Frederick Cosbo qualified 2nd yesterday. Kazuya Taguchi qualifying 18th. As he said, he's very happy here. Frederick Cosbo, Rockstar Energy Drink, next entire Toyota race, Toyota Corolla hatchback. Initiate, whoa, that was weird. Kazuya Taguchi kind of just stepping back there really quick. Now transitioning past that front clip. Taguchi into that second outer zone. Frederick Cosbo barely seeing the back half of that Corolla hot hatchback. Snapping back, Taguchi dropping back. Out to the touch and go, into that front clip. Goes both of these sliding bananas.
Well, Taguchi, no slouch here, pushing the pace early on the bank, but Cosbo, very high, consistent line, drops down, nice momentum through that first inside clip. Here comes Taguchi trying to close the door, but Cosbo's on that perfect line on that second outside zone. Taguchi really getting close there, but Cosbo snaps it back around. You see some separation here, and then another quick snap by Cosbo. He gets out to that second hash mark on that touch and go, and then whips it through the finish line as Taguchi drives through a smoke line. Let's take a look here coming down off the bank. Taguchi eyeing up here this inside bank, the second outside zone, a great area to gain some proximity, and he's able to do that. Look at that, beautiful right there by Taguchi, but as soon as we get the snap back, Cosbo pulls away and gets a gap there towards the finish line. So switching things up now, Taguchi going to the lead, Frederick Cosbo chasing him down, and of course, Jared, you know, with Chris going out in the top 16, the Cosbos and Odiboxis of the world definitely have some big opportunity here because we've seen 2 top guys out in Wang and Forsberg going out in the top 16.
Yeah, that shakes things up considerably. So here we go, Kazuya Taguchi, Frederick Cosbo. Kazuya Taguchi is first ever top 16, that up garage. Achilles tire, Sylvia S15, looks like starts mid-bank, allowing Cosbo to really stick it to him. Now into that second outer zone, looks like car gets risen up as he gets into the bank where he's not supposed to be, and then good job wrapping it around that front clip. As Taguchi hits that outside touch and go area, and Cosbo, wow, these guys are ripping.
Well, I thought
Cosbo was going to take him into the wall.
I think you got to say at first pass, Cosbo got the better of the leads, right? Just on the bank alone, Cosbo was much higher, stayed on that line for a longer distance of time, and Cosbo still keeping the pressure on in the chase position right here, really closing the door. Remember, this is where Taguchi got super close here. Now as they come out of that outside zone and snap it back around, Taguchi's looking great out front here, just goes a little bit long on that touch and go, but Cosbo's making him pay a price for it here by staying door to door through the finish line.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to Kazuya Taguchi. I'm happy to see him behind the wheel that he loves. It took him to his first ever top 16, but I believe it's going to be short-lived, and his road and day will end today, right now, actually. Frederick Cosbo gets the win, but Kazuya Taguchi, really good effort there. Happy to see him in the mix. Oh boy, what you said? Uh-oh, just immediately. What do you think?
This is
2 wild men, the Candyman and Rowdy.
Yes, yes.
You think this is going to get pretty Richter?
It has to.
Yeah,
it has to.
Fully torqued.
Fully torqued, fully pitted, everything.
All of it. The Candyman, listen to that thing. Chelsea. Let's see what we got. Ryan said, oh boy, when they came out. So here we go. Peter Visick. Chelsea to Nofa. This should be a good battle. Who's going against Cosbo in the grade 8? The winner of this battle going against Cosbo. Peter Visick out front. Denofa initiating. Peter Visick up high on the bank. Chelsea to Nofa. Nosing in. Let's see how they handle this transition. Whoa-wee, look at that. Oh, Chelsea drops right back in. Are you kidding me? Woo! Chelsea to Nofa just barely glancing. Coming across. Buzz in the tower, gets out of shape there, but some amazing driving by Chelsea to Nofa. But I gotta tell you, I was focused on Chelsea But man, Peter Visick put the car in all the right places, allowing Chelsea to just do that.
Well, an unbelievable job here by both drivers. Great, excellent line by Peter Visick. Watch this transition here by Denofa. I mean, that was splitting hairs there, and then incredibly close on this inside area. Now, making a couple mistakes is Denofa, but if you're going to be making those mistakes and going out of your mind at the same time, it's going to be appreciated. He goes up a little bit on the bank there, loses some ground. Peter Visick out front with an incredible lead run, and that was one of the most fun battles to watch, even with those little tiny mistakes. Again, if they are pushing it 100%, that's exactly what you want to see. And just really awesome drifting there from both guys, even with a little of those mistakes in the chase from Denofa. It's really great to see that aggression. It's hard not to get excited, right? I mean, we all want 100% precision. You know, you can't get it every single time, but you know you're going to get aggressive excitement.
Yeah, and you called it, man. You definitely called it. So now Chelsea out front. He's got the clean air. Peter Visick definitely needs to bring it. I'm smelling some exchange and some paint, maybe, as Chelsea gets high into the bank. Here's Peter Visick cutting through that Nitto tire smoke, and Peter Visick, oh boy! And Chelsea Denofa continues on through the course. It looked like Peter Visick got out of shape. I want to take a look at the smoke line. Was there decel too much? What happened here? Chelsea's going to continue through the course. He was the lead car, but let's take a look again at the slow-mo, because that, you know, we've seen a lot of contact there. When you come off the bank, I want to bring in the judge as well. Where's the decel areas? Where's it allowed? Let's look at smoke trail.
Well, I think Denofa just didn't transition. Let's take a look at this. Watch, he's got big angle through inside clip 1 here. He's not transitioning. He's really slowing up there, and then you see really Peter Visick has nowhere to go. So let's go to the judges for their interpretation.
One of the main things we spoke about in the driver's meeting was slowing down after you've rotated for outside zone 2, and in this case you can see that Chelsea over-rotated inside clip 1, slowed down, tried to get the car rotated back for outside zone 2, and that's where Piotr was unfortunately trying to slow down himself, and that's where they made contact. So in my personal opinion here, Chelsea's at fault for that, but it's going to come down to the 3 of our decisions put together.
Make some noise for these 2 gladiators, Peter Visick and Chelsea Denofa. Yeah, insane battle. Man, this tow truck's seriously getting some good workout here. Denofa, slide him left. Peter Visick, slide him right. Peter Visick gets the win. So Piotr will be going against Frederick Cosbo. So we'll get these vehicles cleaned up here, or just the vehicle. That is Daijiro Yoshihara. Daijiro Yoshihara, former champ, behind the wheel of his turn 14 distribution. Falcon tires, Ineos oil, McLeod, turbocharged LSBRZ. Ken Gucci, behind the wheel of his Toyota 86. 2JZ powered. Part of the Toyota racing family. Let's see how these 2 veterans throw down. Daijiro Yoshihara qualifying 3rd. Ken Gucci qualifying 14th. That's qualifying. Now it's competition. Let's see what these guys got. Here we go. Second to last battle of top 16. Dai Yoshihara. Kenshiro Gucci. Dai initiating very high. Ken Gucci, similar initiation to what we've seen before. A little lower, nosing in. But now he needs to play. Oh, a correction by Dai Yoshihara. Dai Yoshihara exits off course. And Ken Gucci, he does not need to run with that mistake by Dai Yoshihara, but Ken completes the run. What happened there? Again, Dai Yoshihara's previous battle, Dai versus Kevin Lawrence, it seemed he had some issues there as well. Remember, if you can recall, Ryan, against Kevin, he had that correction.
Yeah, he had a pretty big straighten, and some people might have thought that was an incomplete. Kevin Lawrence also having some mistakes in his run, but now it looks like the problems with Dai's vehicle manifesting again here, right at that inside clip. Kind of the same place, but he chooses to go off course. At that point, as you said, Jared, rightly, the battle is over. Ken did not need to finish the run there. No, I don't think so.
No.
Just looks like he's not able to make the transition and then drives off course.
And a car issue. So Ken Gucci will be exiting off course. Dai Yoshihara calling a comp timeout. Let's see As our next pair, and what was to be our last pair of top 16, Odi Bakshis, our points leader, going against Vaughn Gittin Jr. Right away, 1, 2, 3, go! See, there we go. There we go. Keep it coming. All the way. Sold out crowd here at Wall Stadium. As we get our next pair, now you got to send it back this way. There's a rip current. Send it back. They're too torqued on NOS energy drink over there. They're all hopped up on NOS. All right, keep it going. Keep it going, Wall. All the way through. The New Jersey wave. We are on the shore. All right, you guys ready to send it, New Jersey? Here we go. Odi Bakshis, Vaughn Gittin Jr. We'll go back to the second half of the Dye and Gushi battle. If Dye can get his car together, or is Gushi just going to get the easy bye run? Right now, it's Odi Bakshis, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Who's going on to the grade 8? Odi Bakshis initiates. Vaughn Gittin Jr. Whoa, diving in. Compromising that angle and just lunging forward. And now into that second outer zone. Odi Bakshis, Vaughn now getting really side to side, door to door. Oh, Vaughn transitions. Similar to that of his RTR teammate Chelsea Nova, taking out that front clip and tightening up to that last inside clip. Ryan.
Well, an area where Odi could improve potentially in his chase run is on the bank. Vaughn was down a little bit lower. He had to work his way up. Kept a little bit of a gap there, then he closed it. Now coming through that inside clip, Vaughn starting to attack here, super close to Odi. Odi's on an incredible line. Great angle by Odi Bakshis, making it out of that second outside zone, whipping it through that inside clip. Vaughn just a little bit tight there, but keeping good proximity. Both drivers on throttle after the decel area and then through that last section of the course, and Vaughn is right there on the rear bumper. Here it is, coming out of outside zone 2, very close. Wow, right there is Vaughn Gittin Jr. to Odi Bakshis. There you see that little tap right there by Vaughn in the chase on that second inside clip. But overall, a great battle here in some areas where both drivers can make some improvements as they switch things up, with Vaughn going to the lead.
And Odi Bakshis in that chase position. Here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr. dipping down here into that initiation. So very similar line to that of Odi Bakshis. And Odi Bakshis mimicking the angle. Oh, takes out that front clip. Vaughn getting right into that groove, using all of the course. And Odi Bakshis really lacking angle there. Ooh, digging deep into that smoke trail. Gets out to that touch and go, and Odi Bakshis taking a way shallow line, taking out that front clip. Ryan, is that the winds of change?
Well, you know, I would say for me,
Our
fairly
points leader.
Fairly even on the bank. Vaughn maybe had a little bit more proximity. Odi had to make up some room there. Odi hits that inside clip, tries to get tight here. Vaughn is right in the crease, a little bit less angle for Odi. Huge smoke line. Now Vaughn leaving that outside zone number 2. Odi falling off. He's going a bit wide and then missing this touch and go as Vaughn wraps it around with big angle. Odi has to shallow up a little bit and then hits that inside clip. So, like you said, could it be the winds of change?
Vaughn Gittin Jr., Odi Bakshis, slide him left for Vaughn, right for Odi. That's a one more time. Andy says Vaughn Gittin Jr. Brian says, one more time. Ryan Lontaine, the Ryans and Bryans out of B, out of Y, out of Ryan and Brian. You guys said one more time.
Yeah, it came down to the big mistake Vaughn made on entry in the chase position. It was kind of hard to overlook that. Odi made a couple of corrections and compromises in the chase as well. So when you look at what was done well and what was compromised upon, it kind of matched, just in different areas of the track.
But so they're going one more time, and I think the fans like that. They'd like to see him run again, right? So we still have the one more time of Odi and Vaughn Gittin Jr., as well as the second half of the Daijiro Yoshihara and Ken Gushi battle. Dai Yoshihara called the comp timeout. Can he come back? Can he fix it? Is he going to do battle? We'll find out when we return here, round 4, the Formula Legit Black Magic Pro Championship, the Advanced Auto Parts Gauntlet presented by Black Magic. So this is the second half of this battle. We already saw Dai Yoshihara leading, Ken Gushi giving chase, and Dai Yoshihara pulled off course, called that comp timeout. And we still have the one more time battle of Odi and Vaughn Gittin Jr. And here's the second half of this battle. FD Vets. Ken Gushi, Dai Yoshihara. Ken initiating. Really well done by him. Now it looks like Dai Yoshihara's found the secret sauce. Transition past that front clip. Ken Gushi really pulling away from Dai Yoshihara. Now Dai lunging forward. And Gushi, really good angle, very fluid. Dai's got really great fluidity. He's had it, but no, that's way shallow. Way off of that touch and go as Ken Gushi pulls off. So with that major mistake there by Dai Yoshihara on that first portion of the battle before we came back, you saw him again, calls comp timeout. I mean, Dai looks great right there. Looks like he's found the sweet spot. But right there, you can see Ken Gushi pulling away, right in between the lines. Good angle, didn't get all the way out there, Ken Gushi. And Dai gets lost in the smoke, doesn't get all the way out to the touch and go. Ken Gushi does, and then puts a bow on it as Dai punts that final front clip. Slide him left for Gushi, right for Yoshihara, and there you go. Kenshiro Gushi gets the win and advances on.
Yeah, so one more time coming in here. Let's take a look at this again. Part of what Ryan Lantain was saying was the deciding factor was Vaughn initiation. He really straightened up there. And that was a big factor overall in looking at the consideration of going to one more time.
All right, here we go. This is the one more time battle. Odi Bakshis, qualifying 6th. Vaughn Gittin Jr. qualifying 11th. Two of the judges going one more time. One of them going with Vaughn Gittin Jr., but now it's a clean slate. Who's moving on to the grade 8? Odi Bakshis initiates. Vaughn Gittin Jr. definitely bettering his first battle in that chase position. Past that front clip goes Odi and Vaughn into that second outer zone. Some wavering there by Vaughn in the chase position, but he does have that proximity. Backs off just enough to allow him to transition. Gets back to the side of Odi Bakshis. Odi out front. I mean, put the car in every place he needed to. Let's take a look again.
Well, it looks like Vaughn cleaned up his chase run a little bit here, especially on this section. He gets right up there with Odi, starts closing the door. Odi, a great lead run here. Coming down to that inside clip, perfect there. Now Vaughn angles up a lot and he's able to save it and still gain proximity here, getting super close to Odi Bakshis, who gets right out to that second outside zone. Perfect on that inside clip. Nobody hits it this time around. And Odi right out to that second hash mark on that touch and go, and then blasting through the finish line in that final inside clip. A strong battle there in this one more time setup.
I believe Odi Bakshis is calling. Okay, so he is. We are hearing Ryan. Odi Bakshis is calling a competition timeout.
Yeah, no mention what the competition timeout was for. You have to wonder what exactly he's got going on there.
Did he call it or no? No 5. He's ready.
Okay, so that was not official.
You got this, babe. Have fun. Is that what you told him? Jay Brent? You got this, babe. Have fun. Did you blow him a kiss? All right, Amy, that was for you. All right, here we go. The second half of this battle. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Odi Bakshis. Comp timeout, not called. No hands were on the car. Everything checked out fine. You see the Johnny droning right there in between. See him right behind. And here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr. Drop it down low. And then sends it back up the hill. There's the three-wheel motion. Haven't seen that in a minute. On the bank, Vaughn slams it down. Oh, Odi, very shallow. Goes into that front clip. Odi. Wow, you can't even see him in that smoke. Actually, fortunately, doesn't get up to that cockpit. Now it does. Out to that touch and go goes Vaughn. Oh, and Odi gets into the side of Vaughn Gittin Jr., but he stays in it. Woo!
Well, Odi may have given that away in the chase run, Jared. Let's take a look at this. Vaughn with that same initiation. He gets a good jump on Odi. You see that gap established here. Odi trying to chase him down, the series leader. Not want to get knocked down the top 16, but he center punches actually on the other side of that inside clip, so going way off course there, then bringing a wheel up onto the lower bank. Vaughn does as well as he transitions into this inside clip. Odi a little bit tight on that second inside clip. And now you can see Odi right there. He may have tapped Vaughn in that section of the course as both drivers ripping through that final turn. Let's take a look coming down off the bank. You can see Odi just how far inside he was on that inside clip. and right now driving right in Vaughn's smoke line, getting super close here. The transition around, you can see he's a bit tight again, and he hits that inside clip. Vaughn out to that touch and go, and right there you can see a little bit of movement from Vaughn's car. Odie tapping him, but Vaughn staying in it. So we saw the one more time. It was a split decision. Let's see how the judges go here in the one more time.
Slide him left for Vaughn Gittin Jr., right for Odie Bakshish, Ryan, Andy, and Brian. Ryan says Vaughn Gittin Jr. Andy says one more time, and Brian says Vaughn Gittin Jr. That was cute how you guys alternated. Ryan and Brian said one more time last time. Andy went one more time this time.
We were just talking about that.
Our first battle of the Grade 8. 16, it's in the books. Already in the Grade 8. JTP, Ryan Tuerck, Matt Field, James Dean, Frederick Cosbo, Piotr Visick, Ken Gushi, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. Justin Pollock, we talked about this. Can he do the trifecta? He's our #1 qualifier with a perfect score. He's still in it. He has to get through Tuerck to get into the Final Four. Can he make this the quintessential, most perfect event to ever exist in Formula Drift history? 15 plus years. It could happen here in New Jersey, in the Garden State. Baby, are you born to run? Here we go. JTP, Justin Pollock, Falcon Tires, Roush Performance, Ford Mustang, going against the Gum Out. Ryan Tuerck Racing, Nos Engineering, Nitto Tires, GT, 86. And Justin Pollock initiates Ryan Tuerck right there. Some wavering by both the drivers. Definitely close in proximity, could tighten up the posture and composure. Now into that second outer zone. Goes Justin Pollock right there. Ryan Tuerck now transitions out to the touch and go. Goes Pollock and Tuerck. And nosing in is Tuerck. And the thick smoke of the Falcon and Nitto tires.
Wow, so Justin again with that really big initiation, pulls it off. Tuerck tucking up on the inside, trying to find the right line as Justin stays high on the bank, coming down into this first inside clip. Tuerck just touching it a tiny, tiny bit. Right in the crease there is Justin Pollock in the lead position. Great proximity by Tuerck. Both drivers snapping it back around. Beautiful by JTP. Tuerck through the smoke line. JTP getting all the way out to that touch and go. Tuerck closing the door here through the finish line, and a great start here to run #1.
Ryan Tuerck will lead. Justin Pollock will give chase. Ryan Tuerck shaking things up here as far as the point standings with that second place, but again, the story is coming back. Here we go. Ryan Tuerck initiating. Justin Pollock in that chase position. Ryan Tuerck really high on the bank. Justin Pollock, some corrections there on the bank. Looks like now he's going to gain some ground as Tuerck finds that outside line. Justin Pollock not mimicking the angle here, really tucking into that Nitto tire smoke trail. And Ryan Tuerck goes to the outside touch and go inside to that front clip.
Wow, Tuerck is really fast. He's got a lot of grip in that car. You can see JTP's trying to stay close with him on initiation. Tuerck pretty high on the bank, a little bit less angle there from JTP, kind of struggling to match that angle, as you mentioned, Jared, coming through that inside clip. Both drivers get into the second outside zone. Let's see how Tuerck manages to come out. You can see JTP with a little bit less angle there, not looking as fluid, and then he goes wide on the transition to inside clip 2, and he has to take a little bit of a shallower line to gain proximity here coming through this last section of the course. So in the chase position, a couple mistakes here from JTP. Tuerck out front in the lead, looking pretty good here. Is that going to be enough to move him forward? He has been building momentum after the big crash in Long Beach, podium at Road Atlanta. Let's see what the judges think.
Slide him left for Tuerck or right for Justin Pollock. Ryan Tuerck gets the win, taking down Mr. Perfect. I would have loved to have seen that, but Ryan Tuerck obviously did not. He wants to come to a halt. Round of applause for that perfect qualifying run. JTP hasn't been done since we found out it's 2007, so 12 years. JTP burns it down in that Roush Performance Falcon Tire Ford Mustang. Tuerck is going to the Final Four. All right, some more teal and blue. Matt Field. And also running Falcon Tires. Ryan, we've seen it multiple times. Falcon Tires sweeping the podium. They have these guys in there. Piotr Visick on the other side. Piotr and James Dean could potentially see each other in the finals, but we got Tuerck on Nittos, Piotr and Falcons, Gucci's on Achilles, Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s on Netto, so we could see a variety of tire manufacturers.
But still a question on Peter from what we understand, correct?
Oh, you're correct. Yes, you are correct. So Piotr Visek saying that he's pretty much a scratch and looking onward to, in just over a month, Evergreen Raceway in Monroe, Washington, just outside of Seattle. As the wind whips through, clears out that smoke. See you guys, man, it worked. Here we go. This is James Dean versus Matt Field. James Dean qualified 5th, so he leads first. That Wordhouse Drift Team Falcon Tires S15. Matt Field right there on the, but look at, wow. Flirting with that Armco. Taking out that front clip is James Dean actually in that lead position. Out to that second outer zone. He said he skipped the nitrous and is just going for it. And now into that touch and go and bringing it tight to that final front clip, cutting through that Falcon Tire smoke.
Well, here we go. Dean with that same initiation and Field preparing for it pretty well here. Look how high Dean is. He stays up there for a very long time, but Field not wanting to let it get away. A little bit of that tap on that inside clip by James Dean. Here comes Matt Field up on the inside, trying to close the door. Great angle by Dean out front, and Field matching him, mimicking him back around, but a little bit off that second inside clip. Dean deep into that touch and go. Wraps through this final clip, but look at this. Matt Field is right there with them, so a great start here as both drivers will switch positions.
Matt Field will lead, and James Dean will give chase. Matt Field, Falcon Tires, Borla, Heat Wave. And here we go, bud. Field and James Dean, the two-time defending champion, going against the beast from the Bay. And there's Field, rising to the occasion, going against the champ. Transitions into the second outer zone. Let's see how they handle it. James Dean, not as deep as Field, but definitely has the proximity. Narrowly just letting him by. Oh, and James Dean, an early transition, does not get out to that touch and go as they cross the finish line. Let him hear you, Jersey. And let him hear you, Ireland and the Bay Area.
Well, let's take a look at this from the beginning here. Matt Field does get high on the bank, but so does James Dean, keeping it close coming down. Just very close on that transition through inside clip 1, and then Field right on that white line in that second outside zone. Dean ever so close as they whip through this inside clip. He makes a mistake in the chase, but he's still able to get back in and tuck in, make that line look relatively smooth. But that was a rare mistake we see from James Dean in the chase, coming wide on that second inside clip and then missing the touch and go.
Slide him left for Field, right for Dean. Brian says Matt Field, and he says James Dean. Ryan says James Dean gets the victory. Just yelling one more time.
So final four so far is Ryan Tuerck versus James Dean, and it'll be the winner of Frederick Cosbo and Peter Visek, depending on what happens there, and Ken Gucci versus Vaughn Gittin Jr. Jared, and we're setting up for the right-hand side of the bracket to fill those last two spots into the final four.
Yeah, and we are hearing, I don't know if you mentioned it, but Peter Visek did call a competition timeout. I know I mentioned it briefly, but trying to fix it, man. That's all hands on deck at the Wordhouse Drift Team. So we will advance on. We'll revisit Cosbo and Piotr. And there it is. There we are. We're in the Wordhouse Drift Team pits. Look at that. You can see the Wisefab suspension. And he gets extra time as opposed to just a comp timeout because he wasn't at fault. You can see, look at that, right behind the arches, the Candyman. All right, here we go. Back to Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Ken Gucci. Again, more veteran action. Vaughn Gittin Jr. leading, qualified 11th, as Vaughn really high on that bank. Vaughn Gittin Jr. right in the lightning as Ken Gucci, trying to stay cool, calm, and collected. Hasn't been on the box in quite some time. Vaughn Gittin Jr., we saw him last year in Irwindale. Can he get on it again? Now into that touch and go. Ken Gucci definitely has the proximity, Ryan, but he's not mimicking the angle. So on the initiation, walk us through it again.
Well, Vaughn really goes big here on initiation. You can see he moves right to the guardrail, stays up there nice and high. Gucci is down a little bit lower. It's good proximity, but as you mentioned, the angle was a little bit lacking and he was a little bit lower on the line. Now Gucci trying to tuck in, close the door on Vaughn, make an impression here to the judges in the chase position. Vaughn snapping it out of that second outside zone, very tight on that second inside clip. Hits that cone just goes a little bit wide on the touch and go. Gucci there hanging with it. But now you've seen Vaughn's lead run. Very little mistakes. Ken Gucci's going to have to do something equal or better. And we know that Vaughn will want to keep the pressure on as well.
All right. Here we go. The second half of this battle. Ken Gucci, Vaughn Gittin Jr. The wind is whipping as these whips are whipping into this first outside zone. Problem comes along, you must whip it into that wall. Look at Ken Gucci. Great job of Vaughn Gittin Jr. Cannot be shooken. That's Ken Gucci in that second outer zone. Vaughn Gittin Jr. in the smoke trail. Wow, really thick smoke there. Kicking off of that 86. And now into that touch and go. Both of them failing to kind of get out there. Now tightening up to that final front clip. Vaughn Gittin Jr. chugging some Old Bay. Maybe that's a secret formula.
Well, let's take a look at the initiation here. Vaughn trying to stick with them right out of the gate. Gucci up nice and high on the bank. Pretty equal there, I would say, from the lead to lead. Now Vaughn coming down, trying to keep close to Ken Gucci as Gucci gets into the second outside zone, makes a little bit of a flub there, and then he gets deep into the second outside zone. As Vaughn transitions, he comes through the smoke line. Ken right on that inside clip. A little bit shallow there on that touch and go is Ken, as Vaughn tries to find his way to close proximity through that finish line. Taking a look here from the drone cam, coming through that first inside clip. This is where Gucci tries to get in that zone. He misses a couple feet of it, but then he's able to get back in there, and Vaughn right through his smoke line as Gucci hits that second inside clip. Vaughn right here trying to keep it close. And you can see both drivers a tit-for-tat battle here.
All right, round of applause for both these guys. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Ken Gucci have been competing since day one, 2004. Ken Gucci, Vaughn Gittin Jr., the winner going against the winner of Tuerck or Cosbo. Ken Gucci, slide him left, Vaughn Gittin Jr. slide him right. One more time! So let's go down to the pits. Lorette, what do you got?
Peter, you and the team put together a valiant effort to get back on the track, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. Your day is unfortunately again done, but what was the team working on fixing?
Yeah, they're doing their best. Definitely, they're trying what they can to put the car simply back on wheels so it will be movable. But they replace everything pretty much on the right front side of the car. But even if the car will be moving, it will be in a very bad shape to drift. But we just simply try our best. We didn't have enough time.
All right, thank you, Lorette, and thank you. And unfortunately, Piotr Visek knocked out, but we'll see you in Seattle, the battle in Seattle. That means Frederick Cosbo will have a bye run. Cosbo is going against the winner of Ken Gucci and Vaughn Gittin Jr. So don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break. It's a beautiful day going into the evening. All right, welcome back, and we were just conversing here off mic here and off show as Frederick Cosbo, with this bye run, he is guaranteed at minimum third place. If James Dean beats Tuerck and Cosbo goes to the finals, Ryan Tuerck will get third place. But regardless, we know that Frederick Cosbo will be on the podium. So the Rockstar Energy Drink, Nexen Tires, Toyota Race, Toyota Corolla hatchback. With this bye run, unfortunately, Peter Visek, unable to run, will be guaranteed a podium here in New Jersey. But he still has to go against either Ken Gucci or Vaughn Gittin Jr. Take a listen to this 2EZ engine. Sorry, 2AR, excuse me. The 4-cylinder turbo nitrous, 1,000 horsepower rocket ship, hot hatchback. All right, so right now, as Cosbo pulls off course, Lorette Nickel is wrapping out with Odie Bakshi. She's coming in this round of competition, the points leader. Lorette?
Unfortunately for our points leader, Odie was just defeated by Vaughn Gittin Jr. And Odie, what happened on the track?
Well, Vaughn's doing really well out here today. The whole weekend, honestly. We had an eye on him ever since we found out he's on my side of the bracket, and we actually got our car on par with what I felt with his during this last bit of practice, so I was very much looking forward to it. And, you know, honestly, I lost in my chase battle, and unfortunately, I feel like I lost before we even initiated into the first turn. It's Vaughn's right away to use as much of the track as he wants to use. We all agree to these rules, and he wanted to use the full width of the track right after the finish line. I had to lift off throttle, give him the right of way. That's the approach he likes to take. Unfortunately, when I lift off throttle and give him the right away, I'm battling an uphill slope and being reactive, and I just couldn't get up to speed. So he did a phenomenal job leading, and this Falcon tire equipped S14 is so fast that even after giving him a few, probably 3 or 4 car lengths, the tires gripped up, field suspension worked phenomenal. We caught up, and I had to give him a little rub on the last turn just to say, hey, I'm quick as well. But you know, he's definitely moving on, and I think he could take this whole event.
What's the plan moving forward?
So moving forward, I mean, we're doing phenomenal. Just we got to keep doing what we're doing, and we have to be vigilant and seeing how drivers are adapting to the track and being very proactive about seeking out what they're doing to be fast and adapting to it. And that's it. We got a solid car, I got a solid crew, and we have very solid parts on this thing. So I'm very much looking forward to leading the championship and taking all of it.
Odie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Lorette, and good luck to you, Odie. Here we go. The one more time battle between these two drivers. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Ken Gucci. And here we go with this one more time battle. These FD veterans. Ken Gucci. Vaughn Gittin Jr., as Odie was just talking about, using all that course. Vaughn Gittin Jr. high on the bank. Ken Gucci having to check up, very similar to that of Odie Bakshi's. And look at that big smoke trail as Ken Gucci properly transitions. Vaughn puts his Mustang in all the right places, brings it on in, and look, it looks, again, very reminiscent of what we just saw between Odie and Vaughn.
Yeah, this has been Vaughn's MO on the initiation, using the majority of that run up there. Gucci falls a bit behind. He has to reduce angle to try to gain proximity. He gets a little bit tight on that inside clip, center punches it, and now we see Gucci getting that proximity now, but maybe the damage was done on that first section of the course. Here he comes back around. Nice job by Vaughn on that second inside clip. And now Gucci charging forward here. Super close. Little love tap there to push Vaughn across the finish line. And a good second half of the battle there. And so we'll switch things up. Ken Gucci going to the lead and Vaughn going to chase him down.
Here we go. Second half of this battle. Who's going to get the win? Ken Gucci or Vaughn Gittin Jr.? Ken Gucci initiates, popping as Vaughn Gittin Jr. You see that. Gets right next to him. Ken very high on the bank. Achilles tires just billowing smoke out of the back of Ken Gucci's car. That second out of zone. Man, you cannot even see Vaughn Gittin Jr. Seemed like a similar line to what they had on their first battle, Ryan.
Well, let's take a look here. Gucci also opting to drop down and try to get that best initiation. He does a great job on the bank, super high there. Vaughn a little bit lower. Now as Gucci gets in that inside clip, starting to pull a little bit of a gap, here comes Vaughn trying to close the door. Gucci on that white line, out on that second outside zone, drops off that zone just a little bit early there. Beautiful job on that inside clip, just rubbing that the inside clip on inside clip 2. And then getting out to that touch and go, but only getting out to that first and second hash mark.
Both Ken Gucci qualified 14th and Vaughn Gittin Jr. qualified 11th. Both these drivers would need to beat Cosbo in order to guarantee a podium spot, either 1, 2, or 3, because of their lower qualifying position. Out of all of the remaining 5 drivers, they are the lowest qualifying drivers. Here we go. Are we going one more time again? Are we going to have a winner? Slide him left for Gucci, right for Vaughn Gittin Jr. Ryan says, Brian says Vaughn Gittin Jr. Ryan says one more time. Andy says Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets the win. So Lantain actually saying one more time, and the other drivers going with Vaughn Gittin Jr. And Vaughn Gittin Jr. will be going against Cosbo, similar to that, how we ended Irwindale. So most recently, Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Cosbo going against each other in Irwindale. Vaughn winning that battle, and with this man, James Dean, getting the victory. So this is the first battle of the Final 4. Ryan Tuerck versus James Dean. James Dean, he got 3rd place in Atlanta, only bested by 2 other drivers. One of those, Ryan Tuerck. He got 2nd place in Atlanta. He considered that a victory. Now, the comeback kid, Can he take it all the way to the top? James Dean leading at Warehouse Drift Team. Falcon Tires, S15. Both these guys, 2JZ powered. Into the bank goes James Dean. Great angle from both the drivers. And now transitioning into that second outer zone. And James firing in. That Warehouse Drift Team vehicle transitioning into that touch and go. Ryan Tuerck, a great transition from him. Very smooth by Ryan Tuerck. A great job by both these drivers, but Ryan on that last outer, that last inner clip into the touch and go was really well done by Tuerck.
Well, beautiful job by James Dean to kick things off, but Ryan Tuerck not letting him get away. Ryan Tuerck mentioned last event that he has not beat James Dean yet in his career, and will today be the day. That transition on inside clip one was beautiful, was inches away, keeping the proximity on. James out front doing what he does. Great job in the lead. Here comes Tuerck closing the door, and this is a great start here to this Final Four battle between these two competitors, as Ryan Tuerck really showing some high marks there, and James Dean very consistent out front. And so we know James Dean has his work cut out for him as he goes to the chase run. And of course, we know Ryan Tuerck also needs to lay down as good of or better than lead run as James Dean. Overall, this is a very close battle so far, and really fighting for that position in the finals.
The Permatex top four. Ryan Tuerck will now lead the race service boys watching at home in this gum out. Huddy Racing, Nitto Tire, Toyota Racing, Toyota 86, and James Dean, that Warehouse Drift Team, Falcon Tires S15. Who's gonna come out on top? Where are my Ryan Tuerck fans at? Make some noise. Where are my James Dean fans at? Make some noise. Send it, here we go. Ryan Tuerck initiated into the bank. High on the bank, James Dean mimicking that angle. Definitely gaining some ground here. Transitioning down into that front clip. James Dean again, giving himself a buffer here as Ryan Tuerck finds the groove. There's James Dean. Oh, look at that, and he backs off as soon as I say that. Now into this final touch and go. Ryan Tuerck makes it all the way out there. James Dean shallows up a little bit as Ryan Tuerck could be finding himself in the finals. What do you guys think? Is it James Dean or Ryan Tuerck?
Well, Tuerck gets a good start here. He's pretty high on the bank, maybe not as high as James, but still very high. But look at James matching the angle and the line. Now coming down to the inside clip one. Here goes Tuerck trying to pull away from Dean. He shoots it high into the crease on that second outside zone. Look at James Dean, massive angle there. And as Tuerck gets into that inside clip, he starts pulling away from Dean. He's able to pull a little bit of a gap there, but then Dean reels it in towards the end. And these guys are going back and forth on each run. Incredible job. Let's take a look on the drone coming down off the bank, right in that inside clip. I mean, just really splitting hairs there, super close. And look at, this is where Dean probably got the closest to Tuerck, but then Tuerck was able to turn it on, get through that inside clip, and pull a little bit of a gap there against Dean, who angled up coming in out of outside zone number 2, and then back around. Dean is right there in the pocket. So,
wow.
I mean, some great bit of drifting here from both of these guys and everybody all weekend long. And now the judges have to give us some answers.
Slide him left for Tuerck, right for James Dean. Ryan, Andy, and Brian say Ryan Tuerck gets the win. Tuerck is going to the finals. Is it going to be a repeat of Atlanta? Because James Dean, he got third place in Atlanta. Ryan Tuerck got second. Cosbo got win. Are they going to alternate? Is Vaughn Gittin Jr. going to spoil things? Next up, Cosbo versus Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Two drivers fighting for a position in the finals. It is Frederick Cosbo and this gentleman right here, last year's Irwindale winner, Vaughn Gittin Jr. with Lorette.
With the win, Vaughn Gittin Jr. is moving on. Congratulations. Did you have that family motivating you?
Well, you know, my whole family's here. I got my mom, my stepdad, my entire dad's side of the family from Jersey's out here. So a lot of love out to all the Parkers, Usalitos, you know, my mom, my stepdad, and of course, Abby, Gunner, my brother's out here. It's just been a lot of love around the pits this weekend, and I'm feeling it, especially this amazing, amazing crowd. So we're on fire. This Ford Mustang is absolutely dialed, and I just feel great, and looking forward to go out here and have some more fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Woo!
There it is. There it is. I was waiting for it. Woo! Let me hear a woo! All right. So this is the sound wave, okay? So it's starting. Again, closest to the bank. On 3, you're going to go woo, okay? Again, closest to the bank, and it's going to come close across. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. All right. Are you guys ready to send it? All right. Thanks for playing along. Jared's party tricks. All right. So here we go. This side of the other side of the Final Four bracket. Frederick Cosbo, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Frederick Cosbo on that Rockstar Energy Drink. Next in tire, Toyota Race, Toyota Corolla hatchback. Vaughn Gittin Jr. The battle of the energy drinks and that Monster Energy Ditto tire. Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5D. Send it! Two champions going against each other. We saw them in Irwindale. Do battle. Dallas and Drift. Here we are at Wall Stadium as Frederick Cosbo throws it in. Vaughn Gittin Jr. right there chasing him down. Oh, doctor, look at this! These two gladiators of the sport, champions going for it. Frederick Cosbo, second in points coming into this round. Vaughn Gittin Jr. hasn't had a podium this year, transitioning around that front clip. Frederick Cosbo gets out to that touch and go, as does Vaughn Gittin Jr. The winner going against Ryan Tuerck in the finals. Make some noise, Jersey.
My goodness, that was an awesome battle. Cosbo starts it off nice and high on the bank, but not to be outdone. Vaughn Gittin Jr. sticking with him, keeping it tight as they exit the bank down in the inside clip, ever so close as Vaughn on the transition, tucking up on the inside. Cosbo right on that white line on that second outside zone, ripping through into this section right here on this inside clip. Now Vaughn coming through the smoke line, Cosbo out to the touch and go. Vaughn right there with him, and very few mistakes from both sides of the competition here. Both lead and chase pretty well flawless there as now they switch things up.
And Ryan, I'm getting an update unofficially. If Frederick Cosbo gets the win and advances on to the finals, he will take the lead in the 2019 championship standings, in the point standings, overall driver standings. So, Odie Bakshis, he's rooting for Vaughn Gittin Jr. right now. So Vaughn Gittin Jr. will now lead. Frederick Cosbo will give chase. All right, here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr. alternating positions. Frederick Cosbo will chase. And it looks like we are good to go. The wind definitely helping out considerably. It's the most wind we've seen here at New Jersey consistently throughout the day. Send it, fellas. Vaughn Gittin Jr., that wide swing as Frederick Cosbo. Doesn't look like he had the same pace that Gucci and Odie had. Now into that second outer zone. There goes Vaughn Gittin Jr. dialing in. Frederick Cosbo a little bit shallower. Oh, and we got a love tap. From the top rope comes Frederick Cosbo, the Norwegian hammer. Drops into formation right there. Rub it on the door. Make some noise for these two drivers.
Well, let's take a look at the first half because this may be a deciding factor. Cosbo much lower and has to work his way up. Vaughn starts off high. And in the comparison there, maybe Vaughn got the advantage on that section of the bank, but now Cosbo is dialed in, sticking it to Vaughn right here on outside zone number 2. Vaughn goes up a little bit on the lower part of the bank, but perfect on that inside clip. Now ratcheting back around Cosbo, keeping it tight. Vaughn, beautiful line here as Cosbo makes a little bit of an adjustment. And so will the bank be the factor here? Can that push it in one direction or the other? As both drivers laying down some solid runs. Look how close they are through that last part of outside zone number 2. And beautiful chase right here by Johnny, giving us the detail.
Oh, we got some rub in there.
Ever so close.
We're hearing the fans chant one more time. Do we have a verdict, or are they going one more time? Slide him left for Vaughn Gittin Jr., right for Frederick Cosbo. Ryan, Andy, and Brian are saying. Ryan says one more time. There you go, fans. Andy says Frederick Cosbo. Brian says one more time. So Vaughn Gittin Jr. having to go one more time against Odie, having to go one more time against Gucci, and now he has to go one more time against Frederick Cosbo. And we cannot proceed with our finals because we don't have a winner. So Ryan Tuerck waits as Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Frederick Cosbo go at it again. Gittin and Cosbo when we return. Could see Vaughn Gittin Jr. coming in, purging the nitrous. Let's see how they throw down. Frederick Cosbo qualifying second, Vaughn Gittin Jr. qualifying 11th. Cosbo will lead once again, but even if Vaughn, or I should say, if Vaughn gets his victory, he's worked really hard for it, Ryan. He's had, again, he had to go through Dean Carney, He had to go through Odi Bakshis and a one more time. Ken Gushi, a one more time. Now Frederick Cosbo, one more time. Frederick Cosbo started things off with Travis Reeder, the only electric vehicle in competition. Kazuya Taguchi, ain't no slouch. Piotr Visick, which he had to do nothing because Chelsea Denofa took him out, so he was unable to run. And now here he is with Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Yeah, I want to know how many tires Vaughn has left. He's been drifting quite a bit this weekend.
Great point, great point. Here we go. Frederick Cosbo leading, send it! Vaughn Gittin Jr., that chase position. Frederick Cosbo initiating, Vaughn dropping back, but now getting right to the side of that Toyota Corolla hatchback is the Ford Mustang. Really slick transition there, taking out that front clip. And look, it looks like it's stuck underneath Vaughn's vehicle. Don't know if he kicked it out, but he is really pushing hard. And now past that second front clip into that touch and go area, gaining some grip and throwing it into that final front clip.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. We just implemented the new spin rule after that last round in Atlanta for the lead driver. Fortunately for Vaughn, it was the chase. But let's go back and looking at this run. He does hit that cone. He did a much better job on the bank. He was super close to Frederick Cosbo. Cosbo, great job in the lead here. Nice snappy transition back around to that second inside clip. Now coming up on the inside here. Following super close is Vaughn, chasing right through on Cosbo and spins out past the finish line. Now remember, that new rule is implemented, but it is for the lead driver only. That was brand new this event.
But was that before the finish line?
Well, I
That's
mean,
the question.
that's for them to determine, but it looks like it was past the finish line to me. Let's take a look at it from this angle here. Vaughn coming through the finish line. Well,
and that was
they're talking about it, so it's obviously a question mark. Oh, and we see some contact coming off of the bank as well, exploding. Doesn't look like it affects drivers too much, but you can see just how close Vaughn was on that transition through inside clip number 1. So I'd like to be able to get an official word from race operations about competition timeouts and things of that nature if we know anything.
Well, look, they're replacing that front left tie rod. I mean, this is live. This is Vaughn's vehicle right now. So, Lantain.
Yeah, Vaughn did call for a competition timeout. There you can see the clock is going. The one thing that we were talking about right now, the reason that we've had so many replays is we're looking at the contact from Vaughn in the back of Cosbo at the finish line. And we were also discussing our new, I guess you could call it a new rule now with spins at, over, or just beyond the finish line. And in the meeting, we pointed out that the lead drivers, if ever they spin at, over, or before the spin, anywhere around the finish line, it's automatically going to be an incomplete. But in the chase driver situation, it's going to be a case-by-case basis where we would analyze what occurred. It wouldn't automatically be an incomplete. But in this situation, looking at what we see, Vaughn did make contact with Cosbo. Cosbo was on throttle, doing what he was supposed to do, getting out of the way, and Vaughn made contact with him and spun on his own. So that'll be an incomplete for Vaughn in the chase position.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay, wow, that's huge. All right, less than a minute. Can they get it started? Make some noise for the team, thrashing on the car, trying to get it done. And it should be good to go. Kevin, our competition director, it's fired up. All right, he's pulling back in the pits. So if Frederick Cosbo wins, he goes to the finals against Ryan Tuerck. If Vaughn even gets it back together.
But, okay, it's my fault, but did I hit him and spin after the finish line or not? That's what we need to understand. Because okay, maybe you're right.
All right. It looks like he's heading over to the start line. So again, the judge's ruling, he has an incomplete run. He spun, he had contact, he has an incomplete, he's at a deficit. Cosbo has an advantage. He would need to do something sensational here in the lead run, and he admittedly probably would need Cosbo to make a mistake. So yeah. So Vaughn would need to win in order to get a podium. And again, he's at a deficit, he has an incomplete, and just thrashing to get the car back together. Both these cars battered and bruised, and as you said, Vaughn hyper focused here this weekend. A lot of battles for him, but he wants to go even further here. Here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Frederick Cosbo, the second half of this Permatex Top 4 battle. Send it! Two champions. And here goes Vaughn Gittin Jr., a straight line approach. Frederick Cosbo maybe given a little bit of opportunity, didn't use all the course. And as Frederick Cosbo said, oh, and Vaughn goes into the wall. Vaughn goes into the wall. Look at that back left corner, pushed back. And that should be all she wrote for Vaughn Gittin Jr. Make some noise for these guys. Make some noise for Vaughn Gittin Jr., the professional fun haver. Risking it for the biscuit, and that's what I was talking about. You know, you just wonder what else was potentially hurt, what else was maybe out of alignment. Make some noise for Vaughn Gittin Jr. As Cosbo gets back in his car, he's still got the final. So James Dean gets third place, and there you go, slide him right. Frederick Cosbo gets the win, he's going to the finals. It's Frederick Cosbo and Ryan Tuerck. This is what we saw in Atlanta. James Dean gets third place, like we saw in Atlanta. Ryan Tuerck, he'd love to alternate positions and get that #1 spot here in New Jersey. The final two drivers are getting prepared for the finals, Frederick Cosbo and this gentleman. He's been waiting quite a bit because one more time battles and this and that and the other thing, but Ryan Tuerck is ready to get down. He is ready to run here as Ryan Tuerck is with Lorette Nickel.
Ryan Tuerck is moving into the final and also making history for yourself. Yes. This is the first time that you've ever beaten James Dean. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, James is such a difficult competitor, two-time champion in a row, our current champion still defending, and so it's awesome. We've battled each other a lot since he's come here to compete in the U.S. again, and he's beaten me every time. We've had some phenomenally close battles, and he's always just edged me out. So I feel like I brought my A game and the best driving that I have ever against him, and he was really tough. He threw up a phenomenal chase, a really good lead, and we just barely edged him out.
Okay. And your team is in the front of your car. Are they working on anything specifically?
Just trying to get it cooled down. Temps are, it's a small track, a lot of rev limiter, and the temps are just soaring out there. So just getting it cooled down because we got to head right back out for these finals, baby. Thank you.
Ryan, the big question here is, there we go, Vaughn's off track. All right, cool. That is one thing. You can see Cosbo entering the chute, but let's take a look back at Atlanta. These guys saw some awesome competition in Atlanta. It was muddy, it was wet, but then it dried out, and it was still, regardless of the conditions, you can still see it was damp. But Frederick Cosbo pulling away from Ryan Tuerck. Ryan Sage.
Yeah, this was really fun to watch, Jared. I mean, we were all kind of bummed about the rain overall, but as we started to see the pro guys get out there and really lay it down and do some really amazing things in these slick conditions, going off, driving in the mud, splashing mud all over the place, it was really amazing to watch, and the car control from these guys and the professionalism was just top notch, and here they are once again in the finals.
So Cosbo now leads the championship in points coming out of this round, and the cool thing here is that all the drivers will have nearly 5 weeks off in order to prepare their cars for the battle in Seattle at Evergreen Raceway. Who's going to be tuning in? Who's going to be watching that or in person? Who's going to be watching round 5 of the Formula Drift Championship? All right, a couple of you. Thanks, I appreciate that, Mom. Thanks. All right, so here we go. Are you ready to send it, New Jersey? Where are my Cosbo fans at? Where are my Tuerck fans at? Where are my drifting fans at? Make some noise! Send it! Cosbo and Tuerck. Cosbo quickly separating himself. That's the technique that Tuerck did with all the other competitions. Here we go, dropping down off the bank in that first front clip. Both of them narrowly tight. Ryan Tuerck getting very close, backing off. Now getting that second outer zone. Ryan Tuerck just out of that smoke line. Now approaching that second and final front, just the second front clip. Now to that touch and go. Goes Cosbo. Now Tuerck tightening it up, right to that front clip and across the finish line. Make some noise. That Gunmount Toyota 86, man, he is right there hanging out in the smoke.
Well,
that Corolla hatchback.
Cosbo getting up there right nice and high on the guardrail, but Tuerck sticking with him. They're a little bit lower on that line, but keeping the proximity. Nice job by Tuerck there. Has to back off for a second. Now back up in the pocket. Cosbo on that outside of the bank. running it wide. Tuerck coming up a little bit short there, transitioning a little bit off that second inside clip. Cosbo out to the touch and go. Here comes Tuerck through the smoke line, keeping the pressure on and pushing it right through that last section of the course and through the finish line. So mixing things up now, Jared. The breeze still helping us out here, but you can see the incredible amount of smoke on screen trying to be filtered out, with Ryan Tuerck taking the lead here against Frederick Cosbo in the finals.
This could be it. This could be the final battle. They could go one more time. It would not surprise me given what we've seen throughout today and even yesterday. Some awesome driving. Did you guys have fun, New Jersey? Thank you guys and gals for joining us here at Wall Stadium Speedway. On behalf of the whole team, Lorette Nickel, Ryan Lontaine, our judges, our whole staff, Ryan Sage, I'm Jared Dienda. Again, tune in for our next round of competition in just about a month. Evergreen Speedway playing host to round 5 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship, letting the smoke dissipate. The Advanced Auto Parts Gauntlet presented by Black Magic. The lids are on, all Toyota final. Is it gonna end up duplicating Atlanta, or is Ryan Tuerck gonna get the win? We got the thumbs up, we are clear to send. Let's send it, New Jersey! Here we go, Ryan Tuerck out front, that gum out. Nitto Tires, Toyota Racing Toyota 86, being chased down by Frederick Cosbo. That Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla hatchback. Ryan Tuerck throws it into the bank, very high on the bank. Frederick Cosbo back quite a bit. Ryan Tuerck really staying high on that outside zone. Tight to that front clip, getting right into the groove. Frederick Cosbo a little bit shallow there, definitely mimicking the angle. Now counter steering into that second front clip. Big, massive angle from Ryan Tuerck, getting all the way out to that outer zone. Goes Ryan Tuerck, one more front clip for glory for one of these drivers. Make some noise, New Jersey!
Well, Ryan Tuerck, I think he did what he needed to do there in getting some back. That was a great lead run from Tuerck.
What do you guys think? Do we have a winner? How many people think we should go one more time? How many people think Frederick Cosbo gets the win? How many people think Ryan Tuerck gets the win? All right, so Ryan Tuerck, Frederick Cosbo. Brian says Ryan Tuerck. Andy says Frederick Cosbo, and Ryan says... One more time. Just with the scorecard coming up, you knew they were going one more time. So absolutely, completely split. Ryan, you said OMT.
Yeah, I made the right call. Seems like, doesn't it? Huh? We went one more time.
Ryan Tuerck crossing it up, warming up his Nitto tires. Frederick Cosbo already on the start line. Ryan Tuerck, can he better his results from Atlanta? Can he get the win here? The race service boys are watching. Says it there on his intercooler. The gum out Nitto tire, Toyota Race Toyota 86. Bubble One oil. NOS energy drink. BC Racing coilovers. Again, watch Ryan Tuerck and Chris Forsberg on Blackout, as well as Drift This on Motor Trend on demand. Frederick Cosbo, RSR, but he pilots that Rockstar energy drink. Nexen tires, Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla hatchback. The conditions changing, definitely with the wind kicking up, cooling things down considerably. Remember, after this, we have the podium. Who's going to hold the #1 carbon fiber trophy here at round 4 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship? Here we go. We are ready to send it. Let's yell send it as loud as possible on 3. The lights extinguish again on 3. Let's yell send it. 1, 2, 3. Send it! Here we go. Frederick Cosbo out front. He qualified higher. Your #2 qualifier. Ryan Tuerck in that chase position going into the big bank. Frederick Cosbo very high. Ryan Tuerck right there. Right on the door of the Corolla hatchback. No risking, no biscuit there as Ryan Tuerck live free or die. That's the motto of his home state, and he is going for it. Frederick Cosbo, big massive angle. Ryan Tuerck, great transition. Wraps it around, just nudges that front clip right there into that touch and go. Goes Cosbo and Tuerck, wraps it around, nudges it once again. Some really great driving by both these guys.
Well, the mistakes that Tuerck made in run 1 on the inside clip #2, I think he cleaned it up and he had a better big wall run this time, more proximity. He was on a little tiny, slightly lower line, but it was not very noticeable. And you can see right here, he tucks up on the inside. Now Cosbo out front, running a great lead here, not really making a lot of mistakes. But Tuerck right here, last time he missed this inside clip, this time super tight on Cosbo, gets out to the touch and go, drives through the smoke line, keeps the pressure on right through the finish line. So I think Tuerck cleaned up a lot of what maybe forced the one more time in that battle. And Cosbo really, as he always does, great lead run. Now the pressure is on Cosbo. He's got to match that chase run of Ryan Tuerck.
I mean, these guys are both really driving robotically. Frederick Cosbo's known for that. Ryan Tuerck, you know, we've seen some greatness from him. We saw him really step it up in Atlanta. We have ideal conditions. It's dry. It's absolutely ideal. These guys have had a ton of track time. Are you ready, New Jersey? Waiting for the smoke to clear just a little bit more. You can see the amber visor of Ryan Tuerck helping the vision here as Chase on the start line, waiting for the smoke to clear just a little bit more. Again, it's a win-win for Toyota and Toyota Racing. They get the victory. And it looks like, here we go. Is this gonna be the final time? Are we gonna have a winner? Let's send it! New Jersey, Ryan Tuerck out front in that come out. Toyota Racing, Toyota 86 on Nitto tires. Initiates into the bank, really high as Ryan Tuerck. Frederick Cosbo massaging his way up top, definitely getting high. Not as close as Ryan Tuerck was, but Frederick Cosbo, some distance between them. Can he gain it? Getting right into that group, right between the yellow and white line. And there goes Frederick Cosbo. There's the robot, the Norwegian hammer. As Ryan Tuerck brings it around that clip, gets out to the touch and go. One more front clip. Make some noise. Ryan Tuerck and Frederick Cosbo, New Jersey. Let's look at it again.
Well, I mean, if we're looking at chases, I got to be honest, I think Tuerck had the better of the chases here. He looks like he did a better job on the bake. He was closer overall. He pulls a gap here through this first inside clip. Now transitions back around Cosbo, keeping it tight. Does a pretty good job here, almost touching, may have even touched Tuerck. Tuerck come a little bit short on his lead run. I think it's going to come down to the lead runs, Jared, because I think Tuerck may have the edge in the chase just by a little bit. We'll have to see if the judges think the same thing there, but this could be a big turning point. Here, let's take a look at it again. Tuerck initiates super high. Cosbo trying to get up there with him.
He eventually did.
He eventually catches up. Tuerck was on a little bit of a lower line, but for a second, but greater proximity there. So what do you value? Tuerck very deep into this second outside zone. Cosbo driving through the smoke. Nice transition by Tuerck, perfect there. And see Cosbo falls back a little bit. Tuerck accelerating forward, and wow, a great battle in the finals.
Felt Cosbo just had a little bit more of gaps between the two cars, but again, if we have a winner, we'll bring them down, and if we have a winner, it looks like we do have a winner. We do have a winner. Who do you think it is? All right, so bring him on down here, middle of the course. Make some noise as they step outside of their vehicle. Make some noise for Larry Chen. He's the real hero. Make some noise for Johnny FPV. Make some noise for Lorette Nickel. These are your top three drivers. James Dean, Frederick Cosbo, Ryan Tuerck. Let them know you're here in New Jersey. All right, as they step out, make some noise for all of them. Hard-fought battles, an action-packed day. Third place here at round 4 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. From Ireland, in the Wordhouse Drift Team, Falcon Tires S15, James the Machine Dean. And now your winner at the Advanced Auto Parts Gauntlet, presented by Black Magic, was on the podium in Atlanta, drives a Toyota, and is here in New Jersey, and is gonna party tonight, and is from America. Ryan Tuerck is your winner in the Come Out Toyota Racing Toyota 86 on Nitto tires. And that means second place. There you go, Tuerck. Get on your car. Don't fall off. There it is. Ryan Tuerck gets the win. That means second place goes to your new points leader in that Rockstar Energy Drink. Next entire Toyota Racing, Toyota Corolla hatchback, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Cosbo. There are your 1, 2, and 3. James Dean, Frederick Cosbo, and Ryan Tuerck, your winner. Lorette Nickel, you're down there. Have some words with Live Free or Die. He hasn't won since 2015 in Orlando. Congratulations, down to you, Lorette.
Ryan Tuerck, amazing. You haven't won since Orlando 2015. You have been looking for this win, and it has been an emotional journey for you this year. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, incredible. You know, hats off to my team. They're unbelievable. They never die attitude, as along with a lot of the teams out here in the pits, or pretty much everybody. But man, the car was just phenomenal today. You know, coming back from Long Beach, 10 days to put this car together, and then you know, only like a week break in between events. Second place in Atlanta to come here and win. Second time on a podium this year is phenomenal. I can't even explain to you. Thank you to all the fans for coming out, supporting us all week, and all the drivers out here. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. So thank you all.
Ryan, what do you think was the edge to move you into the winning position?
The edge is just having a solid team, a really well set up car, being extremely comfortable behind the wheel, and these Nitto tires, the NT555 G2s, had the grip out there. We were able to just surge on people all weekend, one of the fastest cars on track with grip, and just able to send it and have a good time.
Congratulations, Ryan Tuerck.
Thank you.
And with that, Ryan Tuerck is top of the box. An action-packed, one more time, smoky, beautiful day. It was a Chamber of Commerce day, as they say. Thank you guys and gals so much for joining us. On behalf of Lorette Nickel, our FD team, staff, everybody, including Ryan Sage, I'm Jared Deanda. Our next event will be at Round 5, the Throwdown, Monroe, Washington, July 19th and 20th. These guys have a lot of time to work on their cars. They're going to be fresh and ready to send it at the Battle in Seattle. Thank you guys and gals. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. And of course, we'll see you in Seattle. Send it, New Jersey!